Hey there, welcome to Money_VSQ, your new favorite place for unlocking the secrets to smarter money management, simple budgeting, and saving strategies that actually work. Here, we strip away the jargon and give you clear, beginner-friendly tips to help you take control of your money and your life. Whether you're just starting your financial journey or trying to reset your relationship with money, you're in the right place. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because your path to financial freedom starts right here, right now. Why 99% stay broke, and the simple plan that breaks the cycle. Let's be real, you're not here just to hear someone preach about saving lattes and skipping takeout. You're here because, deep down, you feel it too, that quiet fear. That constant pressure. That creeping thought, why does it always feel like I'm behind? Like no matter how hard I work, I'm stuck in the same spot, month after month, year after year. Let's get this out of the way. It's not your fault, at least, not entirely. You've been sold a lie. A beautiful, well-packaged, socially acceptable lie, that if you just got a job, worked hard, stayed in school, you'd be okay. But here's the truth no one tells you. Hard work alone doesn't make you rich. It barely even keeps you afloat. Let that sink in, because the people who stay broke, the 99%, are not all lazy. Most of them are working harder than ever. They're juggling 2 jobs, side hustles, driving Ubers on weekends, barely getting sleep. Yet their bank balance looks the same or worse. Why? Because they're trapped in what I call the broke cycle. The broke cycle is a system. It's a pattern so subtle and so normalized that millions of people live inside it and don't even realize they're caught. Here's how it works: earn, spend, stress, repeat. You get paid. Maybe it's $2,000 a month. Maybe it's $5,000. Doesn't matter. Because the moment the money hits your account, it's already gone. Rent, bills, groceries, subscriptions. That random Amazon order you forgot you made. A quick takeout because you're too tired to cook. A loan payment. A credit card minimum. By the time the 10th of the month rolls around, you're sweating, watching your account like a hawk, wondering how you'll make it to the 30th. That's not budgeting. That's survival. And survival mode is exactly what keeps 99% of people broke, because when you're in survival mode, you don't think long term. You don't plan. You react. You hustle. You hope next month will be better. But it won't be unless you break the cycle. Let's go deeper. Being broke isn't just about a lack of money. It's about a mindset, and it's one that's been conditioned into us since childhood. Think about it. What were you taught about money? Were you taught how to save? How to invest? How to build credit? Or were you told things like, money doesn't grow on trees? We can't afford that. Rich people are greedy. Just get a good job and everything will be fine. These beliefs sink into your subconscious. They shape how you view money, as something that's scarce, stressful, or even evil. And here's the kicker: you will always sabotage financial growth if deep down, you believe you're not supposed to have money. This isn't woo-woo. This is psychology. Your mind will seek comfort even if that comfort is being broke. Because it's familiar. Because it's what you grew up around. Because it matches your identity. So even when you make more money, you'll find a way to lose it. To spend it. To avoid it. To give it away. That's the trap. That's why 99% stay broke. Not because they're not capable, but because they were never shown how to think differently. Let's talk about the average monthly routine of someone stuck in the broke cycle. Week 1, the paycheck lands. Relief. You can breathe. You might even splurge a little. You deserve it, right? Week 2, bills hit. Rent, utilities, car payment. You start to feel the squeeze. Week 3, you're checking your account before every purchase. Can I afford this? becomes a daily question. Week 4, you're on edge. Maybe you swipe a credit card for gas. Maybe you borrow from a friend. Maybe you dip into the little savings you had, rinse and repeat. This pattern is so common it feels normal. But let me be clear, just because something is normal doesn't mean it's right. Living paycheck to paycheck is not a financial plan. It's a trap. A hamster wheel. A slow death of your dreams, and the worst part, it's totally preventable. Now let me hit you with some cold truth and a little tough love. If you're constantly broke, you don't just have a money problem. You have a priority problem, because what you prioritize grows. If you prioritize Netflix over learning, entertainment over education, impulse over planning, that's what your financial life will reflect. I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to wake you up. You don't need a six-figure salary to escape the broke cycle. You need a plan, a simple, repeatable, powerful plan, and here's the good news, it's not complicated. Let me introduce you to the Money_VSQ blueprint. This isn't a budget spreadsheet you'll use once and forget. This is a mindset. A lifestyle. A strategy built for real people with real lives and real bills. It's built on 3 pillars: awareness, automation, acceleration. In the next segment, we'll dive deep into each pillar. I'll show you how to take control of your income, no matter how small. How to stop feeling like your money controls you. And how to start building wealth in small, consistent steps. But for now, I want you to remember this: being broke is not your destiny. It's just your starting point. The 1%? They didn't get lucky. They got educated. They changed how they thought. And they followed a plan that worked every single month. You can too. Let me ask you a question. Where did your money go last month? Not just roughly. Not just, oh, some went to rent, groceries, and probably that one weekend out. I mean every dollar. Can you track it? If you can't, don't worry, you're not alone. In fact, according to multiple studies, over 60% of people have no clear record of where their money actually goes each month. They just spend, swipe, tap, transfer, auto pay. Boom, it's gone. And here's the problem: you can't fix what you don't track. Let me put it like this: imagine you're trying to lose weight, but you have no idea how many calories you're eating. You don't know your weight. You never look in a mirror. How would you know if you're making progress? You wouldn't. And your money works exactly the same way. Awareness is step 1. Awareness is everything. So let's get practical. Your first job in this journey is not to save more. Not to earn more. Not to invest in crypto or start flipping real estate. Your first job is simply this: track every dollar for 30 days, not just the big ones, every single one. The $3 coffee? Track it. That $7.99 subscription you forgot you had? Track it. That $100 impulse buy at Target? Track it. I recommend breaking your expenses into categories like this: needs, rent, utilities, groceries, transportation, wants, dining out, entertainment, shopping, financial growth, savings, debt repayment, investing, leakage, unnecessary, forgotten, or impulse spending. Most people don't realize how much they're losing in that last category, leakage. It might only be $5 here, $10 there. But over time, those invisible expenses are why you're broke. When you track it all for 30 days, something powerful happens: you stop guessing. You stop asking, where did my money go? And start telling it where to go. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman named Rachel. Single mom. Worked full-time. Made about $3,000 a month. Always stressed. Always broke. She thought she needed to earn more, but when she finally tracked her spending, she discovered something shocking. Over $600 a month was going to little things she didn't even remember buying: fast food, subscription boxes, and used gym memberships, daily Starbucks runs. It added up. It wasn't that she didn't have enough money, it was that her money was silently slipping away, and once she saw it, once she became aware she could change it, the next month, she canceled 4 subscriptions. Meal prepped instead of eating out. Cut her leakage by 70%, result? She freed up $400 a month without making a single extra dollar. That's the power of awareness. Now listen closely, awareness isn't just about numbers. It's about control. When you track your money, you're not just managing cash, you're reclaiming power. You start realizing, wow, I'm spending $300 per month on takeout. That's a weekend getaway I'm eating. I have 9 subscriptions and use only 3. My income isn't the problem. My decisions are. This isn't about guilt or shame. It's about clarity. It's about finally understanding the patterns that are keeping you broke and breaking them on purpose. Tracking equals truth. And truth sets you free. You don't have to track your money with pen and paper unless you want to. Here are a few beginner-friendly tools you can use. Apps like Mint, Inab, You Need a Budget, or Monarch Money. They connect to your bank and categorize your spending automatically. Google Sheets or Excel. For those who want a DIY but organized method, money journaling, a simple notebook where you log daily expenses manually to build awareness. Choose one that feels right for you. Don't obsess over perfection. The goal is consistency, not complexity. By the end of your first 30 days of tracking, you'll start seeing the invisible chains, the automatic habits that drain your bank account, the emotional spending patterns tied to boredom, stress, or FOMO, the moments where you traded your future freedom for 5 minutes of pleasure. And you'll also discover something even more important: you have more control than you ever thought. You'll start making different choices, not because someone told you to, but because you can now see the impact. You won't want to blow $60 on delivery because you'll know that $60 could go toward your emergency fund, your debt, or your dream vacation. You'll start saying no to waste so you can say yes to wealth. Now, let me be crystal clear. This is not about cutting out everything you love. You don't need to give up coffee forever. You don't have to live like a monk. That's not sustainable, and it's not the point. The point is intentionality. Spending on what you love? Great, but leaking money into things you don't even remember? That's what we're cutting, because broke people spend emotionally. Wealthy people spend intentionally, and intention starts with awareness. Once you've tracked your money for 30 days, you'll feel something shift. For the first time in your life, you'll feel like you're in control, like you're the boss of your money, not the victim of it. And that, my friend, is the beginning of transformation, because once you know exactly where your money is going, you can direct it somewhere better. You'll be ready for the next stage of the blueprint, automation. We're going to take everything you've learned about your spending habits and start building a system that works for you, even when you're sleeping, a system that saves automatically, a system that eliminates guilt, a system that helps you build wealth on autopilot. But it starts with this, awareness. So here's your challenge: hammer and wrench track every dollar for the next 30 days. Don't skip a single cent. Be honest. Be detailed. Be fearless, and once you've done that, you'll be ready to step into the next phase with power, confidence, and clarity. Let's be honest, willpower is overrated. It's unreliable. It's inconsistent. And when life gets stressful, as it always does, your willpower is the first thing to vanish. That's why most people fail with money. They try to discipline their way out of being broke. They tell themselves, this month I'll be more careful. This time I won't overspend. I'll remember to save at the end of the month. But saving at the end of the month is like saying you'll diet at a buffet. It never works, because life happens. Emergencies happen. Cravings happen. Emotions take over. And without a system in place, a system that removes the need for daily decision-making, your financial future will always depend on how strong you're feeling that day. That's where automation becomes your secret weapon. That's where automation becomes your secret weapon. Let's get clear. Automation means setting up your money to move where it needs to go without you lifting a finger. Once your paycheck lands, it's instantly divided and deployed. A portion goes straight to savings, a portion goes to bills, a portion goes to spending, a portion goes to debt or investments, and you don't have to remember anything. You don't have to make 10 different transfers. You don't have to feel the pain of parting with your money because the system handles it. Think of it as the ultimate financial autopilot, and once you set it up, you remove the biggest threat to your wealth, your own inconsistency. That's where automation becomes your secret weapon. The core philosophy behind automation is simple: pay yourself first. Most people do the opposite. They get paid, spend all month, and try to save whatever is left at the end, usually nothing. But wealthy people, they flip the script. They treat savings like a non-negotiable bill. They pay themselves first, and live on what's left, not the other way around. Here's how you can do it. That's where automation becomes your secret weapon. Yes, you heard that right. Not one. Multiple. Here's a simple structure to start with. Income account, your main checking account where your salary is deposited. Bills account, all recurring expenses are paid from here. Spending account, this is your fun money, groceries, eating out, entertainment. Savings account, this is for short-term and emergency savings. Investment account, this is where your future wealth grows. Most banks allow you to set up multiple free accounts, especially online banks. It's not about complexity. It's about clarity. When your money has a place, it has a purpose. That's where automation becomes your secret weapon. On payday, your income account should automatically distribute money into these other buckets. For example, 50% bills account, 30% spending account, 15% savings account, 5% investment account. Of course, these percentages will vary depending on your life, but this is a solid starting point. You set this up once, and it runs forever. That's where automation becomes your secret weapon. Here's the psychology behind it. When money sits in one big account, it feels like you have more than you really do. You swipe. You spend. You assume you'll figure it out. But when you divide your money visibly, physically, automatically, you stop fooling yourself. You only spend what's in your spending account. And if it runs out, you don't touch the bills or savings accounts, because those are off limits. This creates natural boundaries. And boundaries protect your goals, plus, it removes emotion. You're no longer choosing between saving and spending, because the decision was already made when you set up your system. That's where automation becomes your secret weapon. Let's talk about another huge stressor: paying bills on time. Missing bills doesn't just cost you late fees. It tanks your credit score, increases your anxiety, and destroys your momentum. That's why you should automate every fixed payment possible: rent/mortgage, utilities, phone bill, subscriptions, credit card minimums. All of it should be set to auto-pay from your bills account, so it's handled, stress-free. Even better? Once your fixed costs are automated, you can stop worrying every month about what's due and when. That mental energy can now go toward building wealth, not dodging bill collectors. That's where automation becomes your secret weapon. Here are a few golden rules to make sure your automation system works smoothly. 1. Align transfers with your payday. If you get paid on the 1st and 15th, schedule your transfers for the 2nd and 16th to avoid overdrafts. 2. Use alerts buffer amounts. Keep a small buffer, $50 to $100, in each account to prevent overdrafts in case of delays or errors. 3. Revisit every 3 months. Your income and expenses will change. Review and tweak your automation every quarter to stay on track. 4. Automate savings and investing. Most savings accounts support scheduled transfers. And platforms like Acorns, Betterment, or Vanguard let you set up automatic investments too, from as little as $5 a week. That's where automation becomes your secret weapon. Let me introduce you to a guy named Brian. Brian was 26, worked a 9 to 5, made about $3,200 per month. Always meant to save, never did. Money slipped through his fingers until he automated his finances. He set up a simple system: $1,000 to bills, $800 to spending, $400 to savings, $200 to investments. Rest stayed for flexibility. Within 90 days, he had his first $1,000 in savings ever. Within a year, He'd saved over $6,000 and built an emergency fund. Without changing his lifestyle. Without feeling deprived. All because he took 5 hours one weekend to build a system. You can do the same. Imagine a year from now, waking up and knowing your money is already doing the right thing automatically. That's the power of automation. Now, let's take this momentum and multiply it, because awareness and automation will get you out of the broke cycle. But to build wealth, to truly escape and never go back, you need acceleration. That's pillar 3. It's where you turn your system into a wealth engine, where you build multiple streams of income, where you stop trading time for money and start creating money that flows in without you. We'll talk about growing your income without burning out, investing even if you're a total beginner, turning skills into side hustles that scale, how to beat inflation and make your money grow while you sleep. This is where the fun begins. Let's pause for a second. You've come a long way already. You're no longer blind, because now you track your money. You're no longer chaotic, because now you automate your money. But now it's time for the most transformational part of the journey. You're going to start multiplying your money. Because here's the hard truth: you can't save your way to wealth. Yes, saving matters. Yes, cutting waste helps. But if your income stays flat, there's a limit to how far you can go. A ceiling you can't break through. That's why the rich don't just budget better, they earn more, invest smarter, and create multiple income streams. That's what acceleration is all about. Let's break this pillar down into 3 powerful engines: grow your income, invest for long-term wealth, build passive income streams. Most people try to budget harder when they're broke. They cut lattes, cancel Netflix, eat rice and beans, but there's only so much you can cut. Your expenses have a floor. Your income, though? That has no ceiling. So if you're serious about breaking the broke cycle, you must increase what comes in, not by working 80 hours a week. Not by selling your soul. But by getting intentional. Can't grow your 9 to 5 right now? That's okay. The beauty of the internet age is this: your skills can be monetized in 1,000 ways. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to be a few steps ahead of someone else. A few ideas: freelance writing, design, or coding, virtual assistant or remote admin support, selling printables, templates, or courses, flipping thrift finds on eBay or Poshmark, tutoring, voiceover, or transcription work. Even $200 to $400 per month from a side hustle done consistently can completely change your financial reality. Use that extra income to accelerate debt payoff, supercharge your savings, invest for future freedom. This isn't about hustle culture. It's about option culture. When you earn more, you unlock choices, and that is wealth. Here's something the broke cycle never teaches you: you don't get rich by working. You get rich by owning. The wealthy don't just earn money. They put their money into assets that earn money for them: stocks, index funds, real estate, businesses, royalties. That's what investing is. But if you're new to this, it can feel like a foreign language. So let me give it to you straight: no jargon, no intimidation. Supercharge your savings, invest for future freedom. This isn't about hustle culture. It's about option culture. When you earn more, you unlock choices, and that is wealth. 1. Start early. The earlier you invest, the more time compound interest has to work its magic. $100 per month invested in your 20s can grow to over $150,000 by retirement without you lifting another finger. 2. Be consistent. Don't wait until you have extra money. Invest a fixed amount every month, even if it's just $50 or $100. Use automation to make it effortless. As 3. Think long-term. Investing isn't gambling. It's not day trading or trying to time the market. True investing is boring, slow, and reliable. You put money in. You leave it alone. And it grows. Supercharge your savings, invest for future freedom. This isn't about hustle culture. It's about option culture. When you earn more, you unlock choices, and that is wealth. If you're a beginner, here's your starter pack: high-yield savings account for your emergency fund, Roth IRA, or 401k if you're in the U.S., tax-advantaged retirement accounts, low-cost index funds or ETFs through platforms like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab, robo-advisors like Betterment or Wealthfront. If you want a hands-off approach, no, you don't need thousands to start, you need consistency and time. Here's the final gear of the acceleration engine: passive income is money that flows in whether you work that day or not, and while true passive income takes time to build, even small trickles can become rivers. Some examples: investing in dividend stocks that pay you monthly or quarterly, creating a digital product, like an ebook, course, or download, building a YouTube channel, blog, or podcast that earns ad revenue or affiliate income, owning a rental property or REITs for real estate. Exposure: license your photos, music, or art for royalties. The key? Start with what you know. Don't chase every trend. Build one stream at a time. Passive income won't happen overnight. But it will happen if you start now, and when it does, you stop living paycheck to paycheck and start building wealth without working harder. Here's something I want you to internalize: broke is not just a bank balance. It's a mindset. If you think like a consumer, you'll stay broke no matter how much you earn. If you start thinking like a builder, a creator, an investor, you'll escape the broke cycle for good. That's what acceleration does. It shifts your identity from survivor to strategist. You're no longer reacting to life, you're building one on your own terms. Let's zoom out. You started with awareness, seeing where your money really goes. Then you set up automation to build a system that protects your goals. Now you've unlocked acceleration to grow your income, invest wisely, and build long-term wealth. That's the Money_VSQ blueprint. But there's one last thing I need to share with you, because this whole plan, this whole transformation, will fall apart without this final pillar. It's the thing no one wants to talk about, but it's the only reason 1% succeed and 99% stay broke, and that is accountability and mindset. It's what keeps your plan alive when motivation fades. It's what stops you from self-sabotage. It's what cements this transformation into your identity. That's what acceleration does. It shifts your identity from survivor to strategist. You're no longer reacting to life, you're building one on your own terms. Let's get brutally honest for a moment. You can have the best budget in the world. You can automate your finances. You can start a side hustle. You can even invest consistently, but if your mindset is still broke, it's only a matter of time before you self-destruct your own success, because at the end of the day, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems and your identity, and most people lose the money game not because they're stupid or lazy, but because they've never been taught how to think, feel, or behave like someone who's financially free. So let's change that. Let's talk about the two invisible forces that will make or break your wealth: your beliefs about money, your systems of accountability. If you grew up in a home where money was tight, or chaotic, or always tied to stress, it shaped your internal blueprint. You might carry unconscious beliefs like, money is hard to earn. I'm just not good with finances. People like me don't get rich. If I make more, I'll just lose it. These thoughts run deep. They live beneath the surface. And they quietly sabotage you, causing you to overspend, avoid checking your bank account, or delay investing. Let me be clear: if you don't believe you're meant to be wealthy, you'll unconsciously push wealth away. So how do you fix that? You rewrite the script. Here are 3 powerful practices to start with. Pay attention to what you say about money and about yourself. If you catch yourself saying, "I'm broke," "I can't afford it," "I'm bad with money," stop. Reframe it. Say instead, "I'm learning to manage money better. I'm prioritizing different things right now. I'm building a strong financial future." Words matter. They train your brain to either limit or liberate. Write down what you learned about money growing up. What were your parents' beliefs? What lessons did you absorb from TV, school, or culture? How did those shape your actions? Then ask, are these stories serving me or stopping me? When you see the story clearly, you gain the power to change it. Every morning, Take 3 minutes to close your eyes and picture the life you're building, paying off all your debt, seeing a growing savings balance, buying your dream home, traveling without financial stress. Feel it. See it. Connect with it emotionally, because once your mind believes it's possible, it will start helping you move toward it, not resist it. Even with the right mindset, motivation fades. That's why you need accountability. Accountability is the glue that holds your plan together when life tries to pull it apart. Here are 4 accountability systems that can change your life. This could be a friend, spouse, or even an online buddy, someone who's on the same journey. Set a weekly 15-minute check-in. Did you stick to your budget? Did you automate your transfers? Did you track your spending? Did you make progress toward your goal? It's not about shaming each other. It's about staying in the game even when life gets busy. Our brains love progress, so track your debt payoff. Track your savings. Track your net worth. Use a simple spreadsheet, an app like Anab or Monarch, or even a handmade chart on your wall. Every time you color in another bar or see the numbers go up, it reinforces your identity. I am someone who wins with money. Don't just set and forget your plan. Book a recurring calendar date once a month for a personal money day. Review what came in, what went out, what progress did you make, what needs to be adjusted. Add a little ritual to it. Light a candle, grab a coffee, play music. Make it feel good. Money is not something to fear or avoid. It's something to own. This will work for everyone, but sharing your goals publicly, with a safe, supportive community, can be a powerful motivator. You might post monthly updates on Instagram, or join a Facebook group for budgeters, or write about your journey on Reddit or /personal finance. When you tell the world you're on a mission, you're more likely to stay on track. Even with the right mindset, motivation fades. That's why you need accountability. Accountability is the glue that holds your plan together when life tries to pull it apart. Here are 4 accountability systems that can change your life. This could be a friend, spouse, or even an online buddy, someone who's on the same journey. Set a weekly 15-minute check-in. Did you stick to your budget? Did you automate your transfers? Did you track your spending? Did you make progress toward your goal? It's not about shaming each other. It's about staying in the game even when life gets busy. Our brains love progress, so track your debt payoff. Track your savings. Track your net worth. Use a simple spreadsheet, an app like Anab or Monarch, or even a handmade chart on your wall. Every time you color in another bar or see the numbers go up, it reinforces your identity. I am someone who wins with money. Don't just set and forget your plan. Book a recurring calendar date once a month for a personal money day. Review what came in, what went out, what progress did you make, what needs to be adjusted. Add a little ritual to it. Light a candle, grab a coffee, play music. Make it feel good. Money is not something to fear or avoid. It's something to own. This will work for everyone, but sharing your goals publicly, with a safe, supportive community, can be a powerful motivator. You might post monthly updates on Instagram, or join a Facebook group for budgeters, or write about your journey on Reddit or /personal finance. When you tell the world you're on a mission, you're more likely to stay on track. Here's something nobody talks about. Success is scary, because the moment you start winning with money, you'll face resistance, not just from yourself, but from the people around you. You'll hear, "You've changed. Just enjoy life a little, don't be so strict. Why are you always talking about money?" And suddenly, you'll feel guilt, doubt, or the urge to shrink back. That's why mindset and accountability are essential. Because you need anchors when the waves hit. Remember, you are allowed to succeed, you are allowed to outgrow bad financial habits, you are allowed to become someone your past self wouldn't recognize, and you don't need everyone's approval to build a better life. Let's recap your transformation. You became aware of where your money goes, no more guesswork. You set up automation so your system runs on autopilot. You triggered acceleration, growing income, investing, and building wealth. You adopted the mindset and accountability of someone who stays free permanently. This isn't just a financial plan, it's a blueprint for freedom. The broke cycle is broken not because of luck, not because of privilege, but because you chose to take back Control, you are no longer someone who's bad with money. You are no longer just trying to survive, you're building something bigger. Something lasting, and if you ever feel overwhelmed again, come back to these 4 pillars. They'll hold you up, no matter how stormy life gets. Clapperboard closing message, emotional call to action. If you've made it this far, I want you to know something. You're not part of the 99% anymore. You are the 1% in the making, not because of your income. Not because of some lottery ticket, but because of the way you think, the actions you take, and the future you're building. And you're not doing it alone. At Money_VSQ, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. So if this video lit a fire in you, hit that subscribe button, bell, turn on notifications, because we're just getting started. Speech balloon, drop a comment. I'm breaking the cycle. Let the world know your journey has begun. You're not meant to stay broke, you're meant to rise, and your time is now. Let's recap your transformation. You became aware of where your money goes, no more guesswork. You set up automation so your system runs on autopilot. You triggered acceleration, growing income, investing, and building wealth. You adopted the mindset and accountability of someone who stays free permanently. This isn't just a financial plan, it's a blueprint for freedom. The broke cycle is broken not because of luck, not because of privilege, but because you chose to take back control. You are no longer someone who's bad with money. You are no longer just trying to survive, you're building something bigger. Something lasting, and if you ever feel overwhelmed again, come back to these 4 pillars. They'll hold you up, no matter how stormy life gets. Clapperboard closing message, emotional call to action. If you've made it this far, I want you to know something. You're not part of the 99% anymore. You are the 1% in the making, not because of your income. Not because of some lottery ticket, but because of the way you think, the actions you take, and the future you're building. And you're not doing it alone. At Money_VSQ, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. So if this video lit a fire in you, hit that subscribe button, bell, turn on notifications, because we're just getting started. Speech balloon, drop a comment. I'm breaking the cycle. Let the world know your journey has begun. You're not meant to stay broke, you're meant to rise, and your time is now.